Google just released something that could redefine how apps are built. It's called vibe coding, and it just landed inside AI Studio. The idea is simple but powerful. You describe the app you want, and Gemini builds it right before your eyes. No API setups, no tangled configuration, no debugging chaos, just instant creation. In Google's demo, one short prompt built a Veo-powered video maker, another generated an image editor using Nano Banana, and a third produced a writing tool tied directly to Google search. Everything happened live as Gemini connected the logic behind the scenes. It's fast, fluid, and feels like coding finally turned conversational. The new AI Studio interface matches that energy. The app gallery isn't a dull list of templates anymore, it's a visual showcase filled with working examples you can preview, remix, and rebuild. Each project includes starter code that actually teaches through action instead of long documentation. If you're stuck, an "I'm feeling lucky" button jumps you straight into a ready project, so you never waste time on a blank screen. And while your app compiles, Gemini runs quietly in the background with something called a brainstorming loading screen, feeding you layout tweaks, animation cues, and small feature ideas you might not have considered. Those seconds waiting suddenly become creative ones. The real magic starts once your first version is up and running. Annotation mode fixes one of the most painful parts of app creation, the endless search through code just to change how something looks. Here, you highlight what you want to adjust and talk to Gemini directly. Say, make this button blue, slide this image from left to right, or tighten the padding around these cards, and it applies the change instantly. The difference in momentum is huge. You stay in flow, stacking small wins one after another without losing focus. For anyone who builds regularly, that shift from tinkering to sculpting makes the process lighter and far more fun. Another clever addition tackles the problem of limits. When you hit your free quota, you can plug in your own API keys and continue working seamlessly. Once the usage resets, the studio flips you back to the free tier automatically. It's a small feature that quietly removes one of the most common roadblocks in side projects. Combined with the new end-to-end flow idea, build, annotate, and refine, the message is clear. Google wants app creation to feel less like engineering and more like collaborating with a smart teammate. There's also a parallel update inside Gemini's canvas that follows the same work where you think idea, slides. It's not a pack of templates, but an AI presentation builder that generates decks from prompts or uploaded material. Drop in a document, spreadsheet, or research paper, and Gemini creates a presentation grounded in that content, complete with design, images, and structure. You can export directly to Google Slides, edit as usual, or share with your team. It's available across personal and workspace accounts, so students and professionals get the same treatment. Canvas first launched as a creative space for writing and coding, but this turns it into a presentation studio for anyone who teaches, pitches, or reports. These two releases complement each other perfectly. Vibe coding speeds up building, Canvas slides speeds up presenting. Both erase friction at points where people usually stall. You start faster because setup is instant, and you finish faster because edits happen in the same place where ideas form. For users already inside Gemini, the shared design language, talk, watch it, act, adjust live, creates one connected ecosystem. Looking closer at vibe coding, its most important change is invisible. Multimodal apps used to mean juggling endless parts. Connecting APIs, handling rate limits, caching data, managing rollbacks. AI Studio now decides most of that for you. You focus on creativity, while Gemini handles the structure underneath. Annotation mode then closes the loop. You describe the change, Gemini edits the code, and you see results immediately. It's a better contract between human intent and machine execution. There's a clear accessibility goal too. Many people have good ideas, but give up before reaching a prototype because the workflow demands jumping between designer, integrator, and tester roles. Vibe coding merges all that into one continuous process. Start with a sentence, get a draft, refine it live, and ship. Beginners can finally create something useful, and experienced developers skip repetitive steps. Anyone who's spent hours wiring authentication just to try a new idea instantly understands the value. Even resource handling feels smarter. Instead of stopping when you reach a limit, adding your own keys keeps you working. And once limits reset, you slide back to free mode. Pair that with the remixable app gallery full of working projects already tied to Gemini, and you have a built-in learning hub instead of random code snippets from the internet. Canvas Slides completes the creative loop. After you finish building, you often need to explain your work to a client, teacher, or audience. Now, you can upload your notes, choose a topic, and Gemini turns them into a clean deck with visuals and key points. Export to Google Slides, tweak what matters, share the link. Done. It's the same philosophy again, less setup, more results. Together, vibe coding and Canvas slides create a natural rhythm. Build fast, present fast, move on to the next idea. It's clear Gemini is evolving into a full creative partner rather than just an assistant. All this innovation arrived alongside a serious security alert that deserves attention. Reports surfaced about a massive Gmail-related credential leak, around 183 million Google account logins circulating on underground forums. It's not a breach of Google systems, but a massive combo list built from old third-party leaks, phishing kits, and stolen databases merged into one file. Security analysts say it includes email addresses, hash passwords, and in some cases plain text ones, plus login metadata that helps attackers automate testing. Roughly 40% of those credentials still work, which is a massive number of exposed accounts. The attacks are automated, not manual. AI-driven credential stuffing tools cross-match old leaks with current data to find live accounts. Once one works, intruders set up filters, forward emails, spoof alerts, and attempt to access other services where the same password is reused. Even users whose emails aren't listed may receive fake security messages that appear authentic because compromised accounts are being used to target contacts directly. Google's response is clear. Its infrastructure is secure, but user behavior is the weak link. The company is forcing resets on risky accounts, encouraging two-factor verification, and promoting passkeys. If your address appears in a breach database, change your password immediately. Use a unique, long passphrase, enable an authenticator app, and run Google Security Checkup to remove unfamiliar devices or apps. Never click account confirmation links in random emails. Always go through your account settings. Investigators have already traced millions of phishing attempts tied to this data dump across multiple regions, and the cleanup will take time. In short, while Google is transforming how people create with AI, it's also reminding users to protect what they create. The message underneath all of this is simple. The future of building, sharing, and securing information is becoming conversational, and vibe coding is the clearest proof of that shift so far. Thanks for watching, leave a comment, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.